Hello, I'm Andrew from the Pirate Twins, and you are watching a brief introduction to some of the equipment I use in my studio at home here at Spamton Studios, and some of the equipment I'll be using at our gig, which takes place in just under 2 weeks' time on the 27th of February at Aldermaston Manor Hotel. A special Golden Age of Wireless live exclusive performance. So what you're staring at is my Access Virus Polar TI. What a mouthful. Anyway, lovely hardware synthesizer. One of the rare hardware synthesizers that I use. Most of the stuff that I am performing with is software based. Very, very convenient, but this thing is rather lovely. And you can see it's in a rather lovely box with rather a lot of padding. And there's a few of these rather lovely boxes dotted around at the moment because we're in rehearsals, and so stuff is being kept pretty much boxed up and moved from rehearsal space to rehearsal space and what have you. Darren's actually coming down tomorrow, so I'm just preparing a few things for him. Speaking of which, let's press this little button here. Can you hear that? Anyway, this thing is an iPod Touch running some software called Touch OSC, and I'm using that to control Logic. Logic is using some software called Osculator, which transposes these OSC messages from my iPod Touch into MIDI controller data and also into key codes. So I can run things like I can play notes on here, I can trigger samples, I can control faders and panning and all kinds of other stuff. I've just got this set up at the moment as a basic transport control. The idea being that in theory I can go into the audience, or I can control things off stage, which opens up some exciting possibilities. So let's go upstairs and see what this thing's actually controlling at the moment. So welcome then to Spamton Studios, aka my youngest son's old bedroom. As you can see, it's in a bit of a state at the moment. Boxes everywhere. There's an AX7 keytar controller in that one down there, and over here some audio and MIDI interfaces in here with some hard drives, some USB hubs, what have you. Never have enough of those. Logic's actually running on this Macintosh over here. And you can see just behind that I've got an old Simmons SDS9, which I may be using to do some triggering with. I have a lovely old white kit upstairs in the attic. And so Logic's running. Let's just stop this. There we go. So Logic runs on the Macintosh, and I control that using this Behringer BCF 2000 fader controller, and also my main keyboard is a Novation SL61. I've also got this lovely little jog wheel controller thing, which is very, very handy for using with Logic, but can actually be used on a whole range of different applications. Very good, recommend that. If you'd like more details about that, let me know. There's a couple of old hardware synths in there. There's a Novation Supernova and an old Akai sampler, which I don't really use very much anymore, and some patch bays and an amplifier and stuff. Most of what I do, I use this big 24-inch display for it. It's much, much better than using a small display, and with the number of tracks I have in my arrangements, that's really a must-have. Monitoring wise, I'm listening to this stuff through some Quested S4s or S6s or something. There's some Tannoys either side as well, and underneath the desk actually there's a huge big sub, which gives me a lovely 2.1 sound, and yeah, really is very, very nice. What else have we got in here at the moment? At the moment I've got Jim's kind of vintage Korg vocoder, which I've just been experimenting with. It sounds lovely. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use that live yet, but maybe. Another Macintosh over here. This actually, Logic, one of the things that we do with Logic is, because we're using video, is we are triggering video clips using MIDI data in Logic, which goes out of Logic into this MIDI interface, out of this MIDI interface into this MIDI interface, which in turn is connected to this MacBook, which is running some software called Resolume, and we're hoping that that will be we'll be using that to trigger the video clips that you'll see behind us on stage as we perform Golden Age of Wireless. let's just put this back on again. For some of you very eagle-eared people out there, you may recognise where this is coming from. A few of you might not, and for those of you that don't, I'm not quite sure whether this one's actually going to make it into the set, but it's... oh no, I'm not going to spoil the surprise actually. Hopefully you'll enjoy it when you hear it. So, this is the setup in Spamton Studios. Lots of cables everywhere, lots of boxes, and a slightly mad bloke who thinks he knows what he's doing, but every now and again has to scratch his head rather hard. So, next time you see this stuff, should be either in another rehearsal room or on stage at the Aldermaston Manor Hotel on the 27th of February. Look forward to seeing lots and lots of you then, I hope. Bye bye. Wave. Bye bye.